Hi there, welcome back. If you've been following the series, you'll notice this is part 4. Quite a short one this time. It's simply a follow-up letter to my MSP after having received the NHS Complaints Department's final response. Last email was to the MSP to update him with a copy of their final response and to give him another bit of background. Hi Martin, on Thursday, the 28th of May, I had it redressed before I did the reply. I received an email from NHS Complaints Department, which was, as was first expected, dismissed my request for help. They are saying that the very wide swings in my blood pressure, 220 over 120, 220, which is way off the top of the chart, over 120, which is way off the far end of the chart there, to 70 over 50, which is rock bottom, on average, so you kind of take that point and you take that point and you take the average and you're kind of, you're about in the middle. Give a normal 120 over 70. 120 over 70. It's about there, yeah? Level of pressure, and if you average the swings, they'll average out to something in the middle, but we all know this is not blood pressure that goes from there to there and back again throughout the day is not normal. It's off both ends of the chart. They are leaving it to my GP to manage. He's already sent me to them for help. Okay, I'll just read the letter. My GP has tried everything in his power to help with this, but his options are either to make the measurements go lower, where I feel really ill and pass out, or go higher, where there is much higher chance of stroke. My GP has asked for help and been rejected. As a last resort, he said, I'll send you to AAU. I'll book it just now. Go through there. You'll be booked straight in. We'll get them to assess it. He sent me to the acute assessment unit in Larbert for them to try and help. But the outcome was, on average, the blood pressure is completely normal. I have a far more complicated condition than just blood pressure. There's so much more going on. I'm diagnosed with an autoimmune condition that causes inflammation of the blood vessels, and this is only being blamed for loss of sensation, the blood vessel inflammation. But I know that it's causing the blood pressure thing, it's causing the breathing problem, and now my digestive system and bowel problems. In 2023, when I could see that the neurologist who is linked to my treatments for the loss of sensation was refusing to provide the only previous treatment that worked, I raised a complaint. Since then, all of my medical care and investigations have stopped. That's what happens when you make a complaint. I don't have complete documented proof that this is intentional. It's difficult to believe it's not. But I know that a substantial effort has been made to not treat or investigate. They've gone above and beyond to not treat or investigate, where it would have been more cost effective and take less effort to treat. The excuse given from Forth Valley is that the risks of treatment are high, so that's why they don't want to do it. Speaking with researchers involved in vasculitis treatment from Edinburgh at training events. Managed to get a private chat with them. I got them to confirm. The risks from the infusion treatments, they're extremely low. And they centre around your immune system being knocked back and having a higher risk of catching an infection. That's where the majority of the risk is from. The treatment for my main condition will knock my immune system back. I'll be susceptible to lots of bugs. That's the risk. When I last received this treatment, my immune system was at its lowest at the start of 2020 during COVID. I followed the guidance and never caught it once. When I told that neurologist about this, I was ridiculed for wearing a mask and avoiding crowds, not interacting, keeping myself safe, doing what they suggested. Now, I know it's hard to believe, or it was until I saw the response from everyone else being very similar. But at the time of writing this letter, I know it's hard to believe that a big, respected institution could have people in it that are maybe not doing the best they could. But after the post office scandal and looking at what's going on in America just now, more and more people are starting to believe their eyes. Don't listen to what they say. Believe what you see is happening. Today, I also asked people on local Facebook groups around Forth Valley if they had a bad experience with the complaints department. My notifications have been pinging constantly since the post, with almost everyone experiencing the same nonsense from the complaints department. Maybe 50 to 100 people so far today, that day of the letter. This must be sorted. And it's not just Forth Valley. The people at Keeping the NHS Honest, who are copied in the email, they can vouch for that. Now that Forth Valley has dismissed my case unjustly, will you investigate the truth and stop this happening to others? I'm happy to meet, to discuss with you. Regards. That's me, Alan Diamond. So, this is what happens. Unless I'm receiving special treatment, this is what happens when you deal with the complaints department. I know they've sent their final concluding letter, but I think this is probably going to be continued. Until the next time. Oh, and don't forget, stick something in the comments if you've had anything similar. Thanks for viewing. Bye for now.